All right, so we're gonna have a little story time here. I've actually got like six of these, so I'm gonna make it just a little mini series. These are true stories that I have seen in the Ozarks. Most of them don't pertain to me; they pertain to other people. Um, this one, Harrison, Arkansas, is the I just got a work email. Bear with me. Harrison, Arkansas, right? It's labeled the most racist town in America, and there's a guy that was really popular. He went absolutely viral because he took a Black Lives Matter shirt and took it to Harrison, and stood outside the Walmart with his Black Lives Matter sign. And he got some, so he got some comments, and I'm actually going to put the link to that. People have copycatted that video, but I'm going to put the link in the description. You should watch it. But North Central Arkansas does have some. I mean, I've never had a problem there. I'm from Arkansas. I'm obviously Southern, bearded. Would I want to be a black person driving through there? Probably not. Would I want to have like Kamala Harris or Obama stickers driving through some of those areas, or really anything Democratic? No, I would not. I would not suggest that in that part of the state. So there is a river. It's actually a creek, but it's one of my favorite rivers that starts in Harrison, Arkansas. I'm not going to say what it is, and no, it's not the Buffalo. But me and my older brother, and really me and multiple people, my dad, my sister, like we floated that river. We float a lot of rivers, and that's my favorite river in the entire U.S. And we're traveling the entire U.S., so that will probably change. But it's my favorite Ozark River for sure. So we stop, me and my brother, back in the day, and it's not like we're old. I'm 33. I think he's about to turn 35. Maybe this month, I think. But we don't really drink a lot of beer anymore on the river or anything like that. But used to, we got after it. So we would always stop at a Walmart that had a McDonald's, because we'd pack up on some extra fishing stuff, maybe get some food that we were going to eat on the river, because we always did overnighters for the most part, and then we'd eat at a McDonald's or something like that, because we knew we probably didn't want to have empty stomachs, just get a little breakfast in our bellies, because as soon as we hit the water, even if it was 9 a.m., we were cracking open a cold one. It is what it is. That's just what we used to do, and we did it all day long. So we're in Harrison Walmart pretty early in the morning. We grabbed some stuff, and it's got a McDonald's connected to it. So we run over there and just get a couple, I don't know, sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits, and maybe a hash brown. And I always drank a liter of water before the float started. My brother, who somehow still has kidneys, actually would drink an energy drink before a day of drinking cold beer. The dude's built different. So we're just grabbing this stuff. We got our Walmart stuff. We're grabbing McDonald's, and there's this family there in Harrison, and it's a mom and dad, and I think two kids, and they're all tatted up. The dad had like the rebel flag, on his shoulder and stuff like that. It's not that part of the state. You're going to see more rebel flags than anything else. But this one of his girls, and I'm talking girl, like maybe 10 or 11 years old. The whole family was tatted up. But this girl, my guess is probably 10 or 11, like pre-pubescent, like a child. She had 3 or 4 visible tattoos. One, I kid you not, was on her forearm, big, real tattoo, really big tattoo on her forearm. of a swastika, of a Nazi swastika on her forearm. And I mean, we're talking about a child, man, like 10, 11 years old. It blew my mind. Number one, unless they did it themselves or had someone do it, if a professional tattoo artist did that, whoever you are, you're an asshole. Um, like, even if the parents gave consent, like, you put a swastika, a big one, on a 10-year-old girl. But it was the craziest. I could not stop staring. I mean, it just, I couldn't stop staring at the kid. And eventually the mom caught me staring. I mean, I just couldn't help it. I was shocked. And the mom started just looking like through my soul. I mean, she was giving me the biggest go to hell look, and she was getting ready to say something. And so I just immediately turned away. But that, I haven't spent a ton of time in Harrison. We are about to head to Harrison. And we're going to stay there for probably a couple weeks, because even if they need some rain over there for that creek, that river to be canoeable, but there's a lot of really good access points. And like right now, I'm in Eminence, Missouri. There's people, you can't go anywhere until the kids all go back to school and things settle down. You can't go anywhere. There's people packed wall to wall everywhere. So that's a little bit more of an unknown gem, that particular river that, again, I'm not going to say. So we're going to go spend a couple weeks in Harrison and see what's up. And also, Harrison, super famous for, if you go to, and I actually tried to look it up a while ago. I couldn't find it. I don't know if I just didn't dig deep enough or if someone shut that website down. But for 10 years, if you went to kkk.com and scrolled through it, at the bottom it says based in Harrison, Arkansas. And they have like this pro alt-right, as right wing as you can get. They have a church and a radio station, and I'm gonna put the billboards, the signs up, but the billboards in Harrison, Arkansas alone are just crazy. And I remember a couple years ago, I was well before I got into college football recruiting. The last high school I was at, we had a science teacher that was across the hallway from me, who never asked. I didn't care, but I assumed he was probably pretty liberal. And they were doing this trip. I think they might have been going to Hot Springs, but they were going through Arkansas, and his wife had made an itinerary. And part of it, they were going to stop in Harrison. And I asked him if he knew anything about the town, and he said no. And I said, maybe scratch that one. I said, if you have any kind of, I said, I don't think that's a good place for you guys to stop. Maybe just drive through it and pick somewhere else. And, the farther you get north, so northeast Arkansas, where I grew up, it's farmers. It's just farmland. Mississippi Delta, crops as far as the eye can see. Northwest Arkansas, you get into, the Springdale and Fayetteville and the Ben, the Walmart and the Tyson Chicken and the JB Hunt, and there's some good money over there, and no racism there. And I think Northeast Arkansas, like where I grew up, not a lot of racism there. Now it's 99.9% white, so I don't. But there's some parts of northern central Arkansas that are pretty old school. But that's my story for Harrison, that 10, 11-year-old girl with a Nazi tattoo. But I'll throw up those billboard pictures that you can see if you drive through Harrison. And I haven't actually thought about that in a long time, but we're going down to Harrison to spend a couple weeks down there, and it just reminded me, and I've got some really good, interesting Ozark stories dealing with other people. And so this is the first one. I wrote down 7 on a piece of paper because I was thinking about all all the things I've seen on multiple rivers and multiple places in the Ozarks of at least Arkansas and Missouri. We're eventually headed to the Ozarks, that sliver of eastern Oklahoma. But anyway, I'm gonna put the link to that original video that went viral, and I hats off to that guy. I know he was probably doing it for views and clicks, but it worked, and it took a lot of backbone to do that. I would not do that under any circumstance. I'm also guessing when it got dark, they got the hell out of town. I can guarantee you that. But I'll put that link and I'll post some of the billboards of Harrison. But anyway, uh, episode 1, stories from the Ozarks. It's too good not to share. And if I'm a 70-year-old man with dementia or Alzheimer's, like I want to remember stories and stuff like that. So we are getting out of here in a couple days. It's been terrible. So I am writing a book and I am doing a documentary. This was just a really bad time to come here. We've been here for a month straight almost, and I'm really ready to get out of here just due to the amount of people. It's become so commercialized here that I'll be back this fall, late this fall, early this winter, and we'll do some floating when we're the only ones on the water. And if you flip, you better get dry and get yourself taken care of, or you're going to be in trouble. And that's my favorite time to float anyway. So anyway, I'll throw that stuff up, and I'll catch you guys later.